Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective oracle and affirmations for today, a love oracle. Today is Saturday, September 20th, 2025. You may follow me on the the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. We love that for you. God's kiss. Whatever doesn't, just leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. The Price of Love Oracle by Crystal Banner. You can find this at kaleidodope.com and or her Etsy shop. You cannot find it on Amazon. I repeat, you cannot find it on Amazon. Like one of the only decks that you cannot find on Amazon. We got one on the table. We got 5 on the table. Okay. Okay. This might be a little weird. I don't know. Okay, let me turn on my other lamp because I feel like it's getting dark in here. It was supposed to start raining earlier. It didn't happen. I went for a second walk. I think now it might be getting ready. It's like a good movie night kind of weather. Last shuffle. We got 6 on the table. Seven with bottom of the deck. We've got manipulation, solitude, interference, boundaries, deja vu. One of my favorite readers, her card, she made her own cards, right? Her own deck of cards. And she always says deja vu. I think it's funny. We got love. And then bottom of the deck, optimism. Optimism. Feminine, masculine, take out resonates. It doesn't matter. Somebody thinks you're manipulating a situation, or if this doesn't resonate for you, somebody thinks that someone else is manipulating a situation. But whoever this person is, there's no manipulation there. This person is just doing their own thing, vibing on their own. This person is, if anything, this person feels like the person that is accusing them of manipulating a situation is interfering with their vibe. This person is holding to their boundaries. Like they're doing their own thing, sticking to themselves. Whoever the person is that is in solitude, that is being accused of manipulating a situation, feels like that this constantly happens to them. And we're gonna talk about why that is. We're gonna talk about why that is. Because whoever this person is that's sitting in solitude, just doing their own thing, this is someone that's waiting for love to come in. This was someone that has a lot of love in their heart, and they're waiting for love. This is someone that's optimistic. Maybe they let go and let God, like I did. I don't know. Maybe not. But they're optimistic. They know one day love will come to them, that they can just sit there, do their own thing, work every day, hang out with their friends, go to the beach, whatever. Love will find them because they have love in them. I'm just going to say this. A lot of times people will project. People will try to manipulate a situation and it's not working. They'll try and manipulate a person and it's not working. So they will project and they'll be like, you're the manipulator. You're the one that's manipulating this situation. You're the one that's trying to interfere. You're the one that's crossing my boundaries. You're the one that's doing this, that, blah, 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 and the other. Meanwhile, that person is just sitting over here like, no, man. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm over here. And you're over here doing this. I'm going to use myself as an example because I always do. You guys know. If you follow, if you subscribe. The guy that I fell in love with at work. I told him I loved him. He had no response. He started chasing my friend at work. I stopped talking to both of them. Both of them. Beginning of July. Like the beginning of July. Okay? The beginning of July. Like the second week of July, probably. Stop talking to them. It is now going on the last week of September. Okay? So we're talking like almost 3 months, y'all. At the beginning of October, it will be 3 months since I stopped talking to them. Now, I have had to talk to her. I talked to her when she came back from her birthday vacation in August, just to ask her how it was. And I was just being polite. And then I had to talk to her this past week because she was involved in getting a cake for someone else's birthday in the department, and it was a whole fucking fiasco. But anyway, otherwise I don't talk to her. I had to talk to him on Monday because he took one of my totes. I had staged when I was unpacking. He was unpacking. He took one of my totes, and I was like, oh, no, that goes with this tote, and it goes with like 2 other totes that haven't come. He didn't listen to me. He just kept scanning the tote. So I just walked away. I'm like, okay, you don't want to listen to me? Okay, fine. Whatever. He came back like 2 seconds later and left the tote there because it wasn't his tote. It didn't go with his thing. It was supposed to be 1 of 4. Well, there's a stink bug. I talked to him like a month and a half ago, thanking him for filling my cart with boxes when I was doing what we call ram pack. He said, you're welcome. That is it. I literally took myself out of the situation. For the last 2 months, I have been on OkCupid and Hinge, quote unquote dating. I mean, I haven't really, only the one person that, gave me the hickey. But even him, like, it's not. So I've been doing my own thing. Like this is me over here doing my own thing, right? Sticking with my boundaries against them, against him, against her. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know if they're dating. I don't know if they're not dating. It doesn't matter. I took myself out of the situation. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Now, I talked about it. I talked about it yesterday. I think I talked about it on Thursday. On Thursday, I went into work. I got these on Monday night from my man friend. I was off Tuesday and Wednesday. I went into work on Thursday. Sorry for the middle finger. I went into work on Thursday. And people are staring at me because I have 2 hickeys on my neck. Where did I get the hickeys? Nobody knows. And I'm going to keep it that way. It's none of your business. It's not anybody at work. It's somebody you don't know. It's none of your business. Nobody knows. Well, like 2 people know. 2 of my friends know. That's it. The guy that I told him I loved him, who is for all intents and purposes, dating my ex-friend, would refuse to fill up my cart with boxes for Rampack. And I had to fill up my own boxes all day. And one of the other guys who had been on leave for 3 months because he hurt himself, who came back like a week or 2 ago, commented on it. Why isn't so-and-so filling your boxes? And I looked at him, I said, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that question. I said, but I had to fill my boxes most of the day. And he goes, yeah, I noticed. He's like, yeah, I noticed. And he goes, weren't the 2 of you like really close? Like you guys used to be really close? And I looked at this man and I said, we were so close that I was in love with him. And now he's chasing somebody else. And I said to him, I said, I don't know why he didn't fill up my cart. I said, I have no idea. And it wasn't until later on when I was at home that I realized he probably wasn't filling my cart because he was upset about the hickeys, that I had hickeys. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you don't, and I said this last night, I said this night before, whatever. Like, you don't get to be upset. You went in a different direction, right? You went where the grass was greener, right? That's where you went. You thought the grass was greener. So stay there. You don't need to think about me. I don't think about you when I make my life choices. Like, I have to make life choices for me. I'm the only one I have. I'm not dating you. I'm not even dating my man. Like, I'm really not even dating my man friend, honestly, if we want to be honest. So, like, I make all my choices for me. You need to make your choices for you. And I feel like, and I kind of said this morning in the affirmations too, because I shouldn't even have to think about this stuff. Like, I should be able to just go to work and it'd be normal. But because I fell in love with some guy at work and now he's with somebody else, but now he's jealous of me and somebody else. Like, it's just a whole rigmarole that I just am over and don't want to have to deal with. And I try not to think about it. I try not to talk about it with anybody else, but sometimes it really just blows my mind. And the whole thing with him not filling my cart, again, I can only assume it's because he was upset. I don't know why else he wouldn't have filled my cart. He filled everybody else's cart. And like I told my friend yesterday, he filled my cart last week just fine. He was filling my cart with boxes last week just fine. So I don't understand. All I know is when I look at him, when I look at her, whether they're together or not, there is a lot of manipulation in that situation. And I don't know if he like purposely thought he was going to play the 2 of us off of each other. I don't know if he thought he could go to her and then if he wasn't happy, he could come back to me. Like, there's some kind of manipulation there that I just have known for the last 3 months. I just don't want to be involved in. Again, that's why I took myself out of the situation. That's why I'm doing my own thing. And I have been for 3 months. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that I don't still have feelings for him. I do. But eventually those will fade. Eventually those will go away. Maybe I'll meet somebody else. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But here's the thing. I can't leave myself in that situation every day and continue to be just bombarded with manipulation, with bullshit, narcissism, whatever, cheating, lying, whatever is going on between the two of them. I have no idea. None. When I saw them on Monday, before I was off for my 2 days, when I saw them on Monday, they sat together during lunch. Ha ha ha, laughing, joy, blah blah blah, all excited, da 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 da. Her and him, and then two of the other guys from our department. On Thursday, when I went to lunch, he sat at a completely different table that he's ever sat at, and she sat at her table, and he was facing this way and she was facing this way and I was facing that way, and I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking, I'm so glad I'm not in the middle of whatever that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what they're doing to each other. I don't know if they're together. I don't know if they're not together. I don't know if there's some kind of if it's just some type of toxic friendship. Maybe she's in love with him, he's not in love with her. I don't know. I have no idea. But I was just so glad on Thursday to sit there and stare at the TV and stare at my phone and just pretend they aren't a part of my world. But you know what I'm saying? The funny thing is where I am and what I'm doing. It's kind of funny because on Thursday, she was at work, but she was doing overtime in another department for a few hours. She wasn't in our actual department that we work in because we work in the same department. So I didn't really see her a lot of the day. Yesterday, she's in our department, right? It's a regular day. I was in packing for some of the day. I was in picking at the beginning and the end. In the morning, we had our morning startup. She was there. But it's funny because I don't think it was until I don't think it was probably until we took our first break, or around 7 a.m. We all take our first break, that she actually got a good look at the hickeys. Okay. I'm not with him. And I don't know if she knows that. I'm assuming she knows that because I'm assuming she's with him on and off. Again, I don't know. But she got her first look at my hickeys, and I just the rest of the day, on and off, I caught her staring at me. And I think it's just because I think she, okay, her, not him, her, I think she realized yesterday that whatever this situation is, whatever it was at the beginning, me being in love with him chasing her, me being upset that he was with her, whatever the case may be, I think her getting a look at my hickeys, and actually thinking about it, I think she finally had this epiphany moment, Kim moved on. Kim moved on. Now, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to tell you, her and I are friends on Facebook. I'm friends with maybe 8 or 10 people from the warehouse, okay? Not necessarily all in my department, just 8 or 10 people from the warehouse. I'm friends with them on Facebook. I have posted about my feelings for this man on Facebook. She has seen them, okay? Thursday, I made a post, and as far as I'm concerned, it was my last post. Actually, that's not true. I made a post yesterday, but I blocked her from it. I blocked her from it. Only because it doesn't matter. I think I made a post on Thursday, and it was, and the post that I made yesterday, I didn't mention him. I just said that there was some BS that went on. But on Thursday, I made a post, and I think yesterday she finally realized that I was making the posts as an observer. Because any post that I have made about him, her, the situation in the last 3 months, it's me observing from the outside. It's me kind of being like what kind of fuckery is this, like it's me looking at them and being like what the, and why, if he's with her, if they're happy, why is he always watching me? If he's with her, if he's happy, why is he standing behind my cart listening to me sing? If he's with her and he's happy, why is he coming over to my station trying to fix? Because sometimes we have issues with our line of totes when the totes come in and the totes go away. There's nothing wrong with my station. My station was fine, but he kept coming over to my station like he was checking my station, even though he really wasn't checking my station. He was just trying to get close to me. And I made a comment about that too on Facebook. But I think she finally realized yesterday that I'm just observing. Like, I'm just observing his manipulation, his ridiculousness, his stupidity. Because she looked at this and she was like, holy shit, she's seeing someone else, or she's seeing multiple people, or she's dating. If she's out there dating and she's making these comments, she doesn't care. She truly doesn't care. Like, she just doesn't understand why he's doing what he's doing. I think, like, I literally saw it on her face yesterday. I think she finally realized, like, I'm not the problem in the situation. Like, I fucking walked away. Like, I'm not the problem. And me making the comments on Facebook is just me saying, hey, honey, get control of your man. Like, if that's your man, you need to get control of your man. Because there's something wrong there. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know what he was trying to do. But I think she finally had that moment yesterday because I saw it on her face. I think she finally had that moment. She had that realization. And I hope she did, right? That's what I hope. Because if this whole time he has been manipulating the situation, me, her, all of us, she doesn't need to be with him. She can find better, If for some reason, like, he's been in love with me this whole time and he's been leading her on to get back at me, again, she deserves better. I don't know what else to say about the situation. But yeah, that was yeah. Like, that's my example. And I can tell you that up until yesterday, I am sure that she thought that I was trying to manipulate him into, like, coming back to me, even though we were apparently never together. I'm not doing anything. I'm living my life without the two of them in it. And unfortunately, I miss her. I don't really miss him. But it's fine. It's fine. And I mean, I don't even know. Do I really miss her? Like, was she really the person I thought she was? Because I said this before. She chose dick over friendship. Even if they're not dating, even if they're just friends, she still chose dick over friendship. She chose dick over another woman, over a girlfriend. And I've said before, I've done the same thing. So I can't really, like, but yeah, it is what it is at this point. But I resonate with this story because I'm literally just over here doing my own thing. And I'm pretty sure the two of them think that I'm some type of manipulator. Doing my own thing. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand people, And like I said, people will project. People themselves will do the thing and then they will project it onto someone else so they can feel better about themselves. Instead of just taking accountability and saying, hey, I fucked up. I tried to manipulate you. I tried to manipulate the situation. I was in love with you, but I went after someone else. I was in love with you, but I thought I was going to make you jealous, you know? Or instead of just saying, hey, I never had feelings for you, but I have feelings for her. That's why I went after her. Instead of just being honest and saying that, like, people. And I think it's us enlightened ones, right? Us healing ones, the ones that have been on the journey for a while now. Like, we get it. We understand. And it's funny because, like I said, okay, 3 months later, that situation is still, I don't, like, that situation is still crazy. Like, they're together, they're not together, they're unhappy, they're not happy. And I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but she put on her Facebook as her relationship status that it's complicated. What's complicated? I made a comment about this too. I posted a thing about dating and falling in love, and I made a comment about that too. I said men typically know within the first 6 weeks of dating whether they're in love with somebody. So, like, you guys have been dating since the end of June. You're together, you're not together, you're happy, you're not happy. Like, to me, again, as an observer from the outside looking in, it's a very tumultuous relationship. And it's kind of funny because I understand, like, workplace romances. Some people don't, like, they'll get into the workplace romance, but they just don't want other people to see it. Okay, fine. I get it. I get it. There's another young couple in our department who have recently gotten together, and I'm pretty excited for them. They're both either he's 18 and she's 19, or she's 18 and he's 19. They're very cute. Very, very cute couple. And apparently, when we had our um, Great America night last Friday for our company, they were seen together at Great America. And somebody told me about it, and I got so excited because they're so cute together. I adore him. I adore her. I was just so excited. And I saw her first after, and I talked to her, and she was like blushing, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. I love it. And I saw him, I think it was on Thursday, I saw him in the morning, and I was like, so a little birdie told me you went to Great America with somebody. And he looked at me and he got this big grin on his face, and he's like, Kim, he's like, who told you that? I said, it doesn't matter. I'm just fucking excited for you, friend. And he goes, really? And I'm like, yes, of course. Because they are like the cutest little couple, like poster children for Medline. Yeah, I said it, Medline. Medline. Little Medline babies. It's cute. The thing is I don't think they outwardly put out their relationship, but you can tell, right? Like, people can probably tell in the warehouse. Okay. The guy, my ex-friend, like, I don't, like, if you're together, just say you're together already. Like, and it's funny because other people I've heard other people say stuff thinking that they're together. I've heard other people say that they thought that he was with her best friend, who was one of my mutual friends, who now I don't talk to her either. Yeah, there's a whole lot of drama there. That's why I say, like, 3 months ago, I stepped out of that situation, and I'm only too happy to have stepped out of that situation because people see a lot of that drama. I'm not the only one that has questions. And is it for me to question? No. Is it for anybody else to question? No. But yeah, there's a lot of something going on there. Or maybe even some of this. I don't know. Anyway, that was my example because I know for a fact that up until yesterday, she thought that I was trying to manipulate the situation. I'm sure she thought that I was trying to get him back. I mean, I never had him. I never had him. Apparently, I never had him, which is why I left the situation. And like I said, I think yesterday she finally had that epiphany moment, like when she saw my hickey and she really thought about what that meant. Like, I'm not in that situation. I don't care. And the reason why I don't talk to him, the reason why I don't talk to her is to keep my own peace, right? Or as much of it as I possibly can consider it. So, definitely resonates for me. I hope it resonates for somebody out there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I've prattled on long enough. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all are enjoying your weekends, whatever day it is for you, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.